welcome back. This is the second video on our series this month on how to prepare your kids or your students as they return post-COVID. And so one of the things that you want to do at the onset of the school year is you want to set the expectations for your classroom. So what is it going to look like for your classroom? Kids are coming from a wide range of expectations and how they have been socialized or learned over the last year to approach face masks, germs, and just interactions with others in general. And so you really want to work with the kids in your class to set the norms and the expectations for how face masks, social distancing, and interactions are going to be handled within the classroom. In knowing what the expectations are and everyone following those expectations, it really helps to reduce anxiety within the classroom, having those clear rules where everyone knows what the expectation is. So one of the things that you want to do at the beginning of the school year is to set a time to ask, listen, and respect the perspective of others. What is their perspective? Why maybe do they choose to wear a face mask or choose not to, or choose to social distance or choose not to social distance? And so what is their perspective? And you may find that a lot of people have a lot of different perspectives based on their past experience, whether maybe they lost someone to COVID, maybe they themselves are immunocompromised, or they maybe have not been wearing a face mask for several months and haven't had any negative experiences. And so their learning history indicates that it's not unsafe to not wear a face mask. And so you really want to learn the perspective of others so that you can really help everyone process and develop those norms in the classroom. You want to make sure that you provide a space where everyone has the freedom to choose what makes them feel safe. And so you want to make sure that you teach students they choose to wear a face mask, that's okay. If that's what makes them feel safest, then you're going to respect that, and the other students in the class are going to respect that. Also, if they prefer that the students that are within 6 feet of them wear a mask, then you're going to help set the norm or the expectation that some students may need for their personal comfort to have that face mask if they're going to be working together in a group. You want to collaborate, because when you are collaborative, people can learn to respect others' views and opinions. And when you involve everyone in setting those class norms, then there's more buy-in from everyone in the classroom and they're more likely to follow those norms. Whereas if you just dictate the norms without any personal input from the members of the group. You want to make sure that you visually post those norms and you review those regularly so that people know what the expectation is. And for those that maybe aren't following the expectation, there's an easy reference to redirect or remind them, hey, remember, these are the norms that we decided upon as a class. You want to make sure that as the teacher or as the administration or the adult in the room, that you are leading the way in setting those norms. You may not personally agree with the norms that were set, but if that's the norm that was set with your class, make sure that you're leading the way in wearing that face mask or practicing that social distancing or, whatever that norm might be for the class. How can you respect or lead the way in that? Make sure that you're providing praise, attention, and recognition for those that are following the norms. So make sure that you're giving plenty of recognition to those that are being respectful to their peers and to the norms that are set in the classroom. For those that aren't following the norms, provide that redirection, that reminder, reference the visuals that you have in the classroom so that you can kind of gently correct those that maybe aren't following the norms, or maybe speak with them privately and see if there's a reason that they have chosen not to follow that norm. Now, as we go through the year, COVID has changed our lives and it continues to change our lives. And we continue to make medical advances, whether that's in the treatment of COVID or in the vaccine, or if we are making advances with maybe a new variant is discovered and our rates change or something, it is hard to predict what we may face in the new year, whether that's a loosening of restriction or maybe a tightening of restriction again. And so make sure that as things change, maybe every 2 to 4 weeks, you sit down and revisit the norms in your classroom. And if you have a large amount of students that are drifting from those norms, that's a good time to revisit the norms as well and say, hey, I know at the beginning of the year, this is what we set as the norm, but it looks like maybe we need to revisit that and reevaluate if that's still how we all feel about how we want to work as a group together to adjust to the expectations following COVID. So I hope this has given you some good ideas or some food for thought and how to set those expectations for your class as you re-enter. I would encourage you to follow the rest of our series, but definitely subscribe to us on YouTube. Visit my Facebook page at Everyday Behavior with Dr. Marianne, or our website at www.everydaybehaviors.com in order to find additional resources and materials. Thank you and have a wonderful day.